Hello again, it is me. Okay, I wrote down in my planner to get pickle relish. Also, I'm answering comments today. So, Gypsy Gardner says, Nancy, how do you know how to do all this? Is on $2.99. How do you know how to do all these things? You are a wealth of knowledge. Well, I think the way I learned how to do everything is I do a lot of research. If you read my journal, you'll see lately I have been researching porcupine quills and birch bark. And so when I find something interesting, I read it, and I often put it on my journal just so that I have it. Otherwise, it's lost. And if I only put the link, then when I go to print it out, I don't have it all. So that's what I do. So whenever I want to know something, I research it. So there was and I do things in a big way. That's sort of one of the Nancy Today trademarks, I think. You know, like I got into making birdhouses, so I made 35 birdhouses. Once I got the pattern going, it was easy. So, and I researched birdhouses, and I made all different kinds. And then, let's see, another thing I did was dragonflies. I wanted to know all the dragonflies because we had so many. So I got a book on dragonflies. Dragonflies Through Binoculars is an awesome book. And so then I started learning all the things about dragonflies, all their body parts and their, the differentiating things, you know, like the places where the spots are and the number of parts in the tail, you know, whatever. So I learned all that kind of stuff. And so I think what happens is I get an idea, or I get interested in something, and then like I get interested in the edible plants or the edible mushrooms or just any mushrooms or all the kinds of trees or anything. Some subject crosses my mind and I start researching it, and that's how I learn so much, because I guess it's just research. And you can do it too. You can do that too. You have the internet, you have high speed, you just put in the word, anything you don't understand, anything you want to know more about. People phone me up and ask me, can you tell me about this, you know, there was a bug, or there was a, you know, and so I will look it up on the internet for her. So that's how I learned it all. And then, of course, I went on all those press trips, 35 press trips, and I also went to university. That helps. Okay, I majored in psychology, and I raised 5 children. That also helps. On 301, Gypsy Gardner 2 said, I do too, Nancy. No wax, though, because I use them in the house. I also use toilet paper tubes the same way. Oh, so this is the fire starter, I guess. And then toilet paper tubes. You know, I can't remember who it was that sent me a box. You sent me a gift with all kinds of commercial products. And you had toilet paper rolls in between them so that it filled up the space. I thought that was an awesome use of, you know, instead of bubble wrap or styrofoam bumps or newspaper, just using toilet paper rolls, because they're stiff enough that they give you some space between things. And I forget who sent me that stuff, and I have not used any of it. I'll have to bring that box down. I have a place where I have put all the things that all of you have sent me so that I remember that it came from somebody and who it came from, so I keep it all together. But I haven't tried those yet. I don't usually use products on my body from the store because they're so full of chemicals. So you wanted me to try them out and tell you what I thought of them. I guess I'll have to do that or get somebody else to. Okay. Eggriffe, EGGGRIFFE, has made a comment on 0297. You get more lazy than I do. No, you get more exercise than I do walking like that. I need to start doing that on our road. I'm just lazy, though, truth. Well, I don't go all the time. I video when I do go, which, as you can see, is not often. I used to go every day when Abraham was going to school, but then we had rain for a month or something, so I stopped going for walks there. And then, of course, it was raining, cold. Okay, so the next question. Tuna 2 and prep to go. PlanetJill has made a comment on Tuna 2 and prep to go. Yes, I remember wax paper very well. It was all my mother used to wrap our Sammies. She wrapped other things. You know, I just flashed on something as I said that. I flashed on my mother wrapping up sandwiches, like Sammies. I don't think they were called Sammies, but like peanut butter and jam sandwiches or something. My mother used to really go all out for our lunches. She would, but she didn't buy junk food. She would give us, she would make a sandwich, and it would, no word of a lie, it was that big. It had a huge chunk of lettuce in it, and I just grab the lettuce from the side and I rip it off. So I get a whole chunk of lettuce and put it in, and you know, there might be a slice of cheese. And they used to have processed cheese back then. We never had cheddar, I don't think. In fact, we had a lot of Velveeta. Not that it wasn't available, but that's just what my mother always had, I think. My kids won't take Velveeta. And processed cheese, I had a package of processed cheese in plastic wrap. I had that in the cupboard, and it was there for a year, and it still was as good and as whatever as it was when it was new. That says a very bad thing about that kind of processed cheese. What is in it that makes it stay, and what does that do to you? Am I well preserved? Is that why we're living longer, because we're so well preserved? Okay, so she can remember when her mother used to wrap her Sammies. She wrapped other things as well in it. I can remember seeing other kids' lunches, and their moms used probably T-H, she's G instead of H, used the new snazzy wax paper bags for their Sammies and fruit. Oh, I remember those little wax paper bags. They didn't close on the top. That's what Mr. Glad sandwich bag came along to refute. I remember them. You could buy them. I've never seen them for years. Used the new snazzy wax paper bags for their Sammies and fruit and cookies. Oh yeah, you must be able to get them, because I've seen cookies being given in them. Like when you buy cookies at Subway or something. Don't ever buy your cookies at Subway. They are so expensive. Look at that. What they've done to did you see what they did to the railway there? They're having their own conversation. I remember thinking how cool those were and wanting to use them instead of plain old wax paper, but they were too expensive, so I had to be happy with the wax paper. Jill, Oregon. Cool. Thank you for sharing. I like your channel, Jill. I like that you have a real picture of you. A lot of people are embarrassed to have pictures of themselves because they don't look 20. Like, hello, are we all supposed to look 20? I don't want to look 20. I mean, I could look 20. But goodness. Can you imagine all the young guys that would look at you if they looked 20? Not fun. Okay, Spankses has made a comment on 0299. The baby plants would be more potent? No, I don't know. Maybe. This was about the harvesting the yarrow. And I only had baby plants because it was too late.
No, that's not true.
I wonder how long this is.
One grandfather I never knew.
One more minute.
The grandmother, she died when I was about 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Okay, Spankses has made a comment on 0300. Your camera is doing that fast thing again. That is so frustrating because I don't know when it's doing it unless I watch the video, and I don't watch them before I upload them. Some people would say that you should edit all your videos, but it would take me all my time, so I would not do anything else except edit videos. I would have to relive my life again. It's a lot of work. I would rather have new things happening. Ankus3 has made a comment on 294. Cool, you're singing Sunrise. It was written by a naturalist, Harry Butler and Rolf Harris. Both these men are Australians. So you do know an Australian song. Good on you, Nancy. Thank you. I love that. When I was little, my dad gave me an album, Rolf Harris's Sunrise album. And I learned all those songs. I used to go around singing them. In the wet, and the one about I got hair oil on my ears and me glasses slipping down. And what are some other ones? I'm running out of time. Sunrise and tie me kangaroo down the sport. Tie me kangaroo down.